Hello guys and welcome to my tutorial on how to chain caves using DexNav in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. We'll be going to Mount Fire to make it easier to explain the Pokemon patterns and how to not block. You can see the tile seams, that's why it's easier. So we're going to catch a shiny Duskull. Let's have a look into my party. I'm only using Gardevoir as my lead synchronizer. You can use your preferred nature, and Jellicent will do the actual fighting. In my guide I explain why I use Jellicent, but for this chain you will need a Pokemon that knows Taunt, because it's needed to prevent Duskull from using his egg move Memento or his regular move Curse. That would be a pain. I've now entered Mount Fire and I'm going to show you my searching spot. Finding a good tile is very important as it is the first step to make your chain easier. This is it. This is the tile. The dex nav never fails here. I know it by trial and error. So for other Pokemon you'll have to find a tile yourself. Sometimes you can see Duskull right from the start, so pay attention to the cry as it will help you understand the direction you need to go. This is the first Duskull in the chain, but I'm going to skip it. I'm going to show you straight Duskull's pattern in real time after the fifth one. Now Duskull is going to show up in the top left corner of the screen. You could barely see the first tile and he's now on his second. He's moving to the right tile, that's the third tile in his pattern, and I'm blocking his fourth tile, bottom tile. So I'm gonna move up so you can see it in the second loop. Now he's going back to his third tile and finally the fourth tile, and I'm gonna stop the video. Duskull's pattern has a diamond shape. Sometimes it will not look exactly like a diamond, but he still shows up in 4 tiles. The order does matter. He starts in the left tile, then moves to the top tile, right, and then bottom tile. And repeats. All Pokemon will loop their pattern only 2 times after the 5th Pokemon in the chain. So, in the first loop you memorize the tiles, and you should be standing near the tiles in the second loop, before a Pokemon shows up again. The second loop is your only and last chance to sneak up to it, so don't miss it. I said before I was blocking the bottom tile. You will be blocking the Pokemon if you're too close to its tile the moment right before it would show up. So let me stop the video again. This is the blocking range. It's a 2 tiles radius circle around the Pokemon. If you're standing in one of the red tiles right before the Pokemon shows up, you will block it, and it will skip this tile and show up in the next tile in its pattern. If you block more than one tile, it will skip all the tiles you are blocking. So you've probably guessed it, if you block all tiles at once, the Pokemon will run away. Then the blue tiles are the closest you can be to the Pokemon right before it shows up. It's close enough so that you don't even need to be sneaking to the fastest speed. Finally, you can move slightly towards the Pokemon, so you don't have to be fully aligned with the blue tile. You can be touching the red tiles a little, as long as your character is mostly inside the blue tile. This might look a bit complicated, but you can think of it as making an L shape with the Pokemon every time you want to sneak up to it. Now, you know the patterns and how blocking works. All that's left is to sneak up to the Pokemon. It will take some time to get right, but I have a shortcut for you. So instead of just sneaking, press the home button to pause the game. Now, if you fully push the circle pad, the DS will just cycle through every option in the menu like crazy. So what you want to do is just leave the cursor over the game, and then push the circle pad only slightly in the direction you want to go. When you press the home button, it will take about 1 second to resume the game. Use that time to fully adjust the circle pad, and when you're back to the game, you'll be instantly sneaking towards the Pokemon. The last thing I want to talk about is managing your repels. You know that time when you were about to touch the Pokemon and the game asked you if you wanted to use another repel? Yeah, that sucks. I'm showing you a way to avoid that. When you think your repel is about to end, do this. Press the search button and move for a bit, but pause the game any time before the next nav is done searching. Here, the repel ends when the next nav is almost done, but it will only keep searching when you answer yes or no, so it's okay. Once you're in the pause menu, just go into the bag and come back to the game. The next nav will have stopped searching the moment you went into your bag, but the chain didn't break, and now you're sure your repel won't break the chain. Normally, you'll want to pause the game earlier than the first attempt I showed you, so you don't actually risk starting the next chain. If you do go into your bag after the Pokemon showed up, that won't break the chain, but you'll waste precious time needed to figure out where the Pokemon is. So eventually, you'll find your shiny Duskull. On a side note, I've broken many chains, so don't think I got my Duskull on the first try or something. My record chain was 94 Duskulls, so you can still be the first to reach the hundreds. But this one was the 38th Pokemon in the chain, and luckily it had an adamant nature. And that's it. Now catching your shiny Duskull should be a breeze, hopefully. Thank you for watching my video. I'm really sorry for the bad quality, but I don't have a better way to record things for now. Anyway, happy chaining!